الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد عباد الرحمن أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل حيث قال جل ذكر في محكم تنزيله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال أيضا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وقال أيضا يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا ثم أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ونعوذ بالله من النار ومن سخط الجبار. عباد الرحمن إن شاء الله تعالى فإن موضوع خطبتنا اليوم سيدور حول آية قرآنية حيث قال تعالى في سورة Luqman, inna wa'adallahi haqqun fala takhurrannakumul hayatud dunya wa la yakhurrannakum billahi al-gharur. Inna allaha indahu ilmu sa'a wa yunazzilul khaytha wa ya'lamu ma fil arham wa ma tadri nafsum madha taksibu ghadan wa ma tadri nafsum bi ayyi ardin tamut. Inna allaha alimun khabir. The khutbah is going to go around this Quranic verse, insha'Allah ta'ala, in which Allah said that the promise that Allah made, He will fulfill it soon or late. And don't let this material world turn you away from your Lord. Why? Because He is the only one that created this material world, and He is the only one that has the power to make the rain come down, and He is the only one who knows what is in the womb of each and every woman. And He said, there is no one who knows what he will do tomorrow or what will happen to him tomorrow. No one knows that. You only know about yesterday and today, but tomorrow you don't know. And He said, there is no one who knows in which country you are going to die. You don't know. You know the country of your birth. You were born in Mali or Senegal or anywhere, but the country in which you are going to die, you will not know that. You don't know that. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. You don't know. And He said, Inna Allaha alimun khabir. He is the only one who knows everything. وَقَالَ أَحَدُ السَّلَفِ أُنْوَانُ الدُّنْيَا كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ. You know that in the Western world, you cannot see a building without address. There is no house without address. All of the houses has address. So there is a Salaf, one of our predecessors, he said, the address of this material world is that kullu man alayha fani. That's the address of this world. And the meaning of that verse is that each and everything upon this life will become dust one day. That is the address of this dunya. Anything that you are enjoying your life with, it will become dust one day. And you yourself, you will become dust. That's the address of this life. Kullu man alayha fan. Anything on this world will become dust one day. So don't make this dust take you away from building a good relationship between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلِذَلِكَ قال أبو ذر ثلاث أعجبتني حتى أضحكتني وثلاث أحزنتني حتى أبكتني فأما الثلاثة التي أعجبتني حتى أضحكتني أولا مؤمل الدنيا والموت يطلبه ثانيا خافل وليس بمغفول عنه ثالثا داهك ملء فيه ولا يدري الله ساخط عليه أمراض عنه. Abu Zar said there are three categories of people. When he see them, he will laugh at them, because these people, they are so careless. He said the first category of people that whenever he see them, he laugh at them. Number one, he said, mu'milu dunya wal mauti yatlubu. Someone who take 98% of his attention, he put it in this material world, and death is chasing you. You don't know. But you are always preoccupied. 99% of your mind, you are preoccupied with something that you are going to leave. And he said the second category of people that whenever he see them, he laugh at them. Khafilun wa laysa bimaghfulin anhu. Someone who is careless, and Allah is not careless about you. Anything you say or you do, it will be taken into account. And he said, wadahikum mil'u fihi وَلَا يَدْرِي اللَّهُ سَاخِطٌ عَلَيْهِ أَمْرَادِنَا. Someone who laughs with pomposity and he doesn't know if whether Allah is angry or is happy with him. He doesn't know that. But anywhere you see him, he laughs with pomposity, with pride. And he said, وَثَلَاثٌ أَحَزَنَتْنِي حَتَّى أَبْكَتْنِي. أولا موت الحبيب، ثانيا هول المبتلي يعني نزول الموت، ثالثا الوقوف بين يدي الله تعالى ولا أدري إلى أين يأمر بي ربي إلى الجنة أم إلى النار. He said there are three things that preoccupy him too much. Whenever he think about these three things, he cry. And he said the first thing is the death of a friend, someone that you love too much. Whenever that someone pass away, this is something very painful. He said whenever he think about that the people that he love, one day they are going to die, whenever he think about that, he cry. And he said the second thing that makes him cry, he said, al-mautu, nuzulul maut. He knows that one day the angel of death will knock at his door. And that is very painful. Whenever he thinks that, it makes him cry. And he said the third thing that makes him cry, al-wuqufu bayna yadayillahi ta'ala, is to stand in front of Allah in the day of resurrection. Wala adri ila ayna ya'muru bi rabbi ila al-jannah am ila an-nar. And he doesn't know after the judgment where he will go, what will be his destination, in the hellfire or in the paradise, because no one knows what you will see in your file tomorrow. That is why وَقَالَ حَكِيمٌ مِّنَ الْحُكَمَاءِ ثَلَاثٌ لَيْسَ لِلْعَاقِلِ أَنْ يَنْسَاهُنَّ. Awalan, he said, there are three things that each and every one who is intelligent, he will not forget about these three things. Number one, he said, فَنَاءُ الدُّنْيَا وَتَسَرُّمِ أَهْوَالِهَا وَالْمَوْتُ وَالْآفَاتُ الَّتِي لَا أَمَانَ لَهُ مِنْهَا. If you are intelligent, there are three things you will never forget about them. You will always be mindful about these three things. Number one, you will be always mindful that death is waiting for you. This is intelligence. It means you are intelligent. And he said, secondly, you know that this world will come to an end one day. And you will know that the situation of this life, always things change overnight. You will find yourself today healthy, tomorrow you are sick. Today you are rich, tomorrow you are penniless. Today, the situation will change at any time. And he said the third thing that you should be always mindful if you are intelligent, وَالْآفَاتُ الَّتِي لَا أَمَانَ لَهُ مِنْهَا, the problems of this world. And you don't have any guarantee that you will not have problem. When you are living in this life, you always expect the unexpected. This is what we call intelligence. وَلِذَلِكَ لَمَّا سُئِلَ تَقِيُّ الدِّينِ حَسَنُ الْبَصْرِ يَا تَقِيُّ الدِّينِ مَا سِرُّ سَعَادَتِكَ قَالَ أَرْبَعَةُ أَشْيَاءٍ عَلِمْتُ أَنَّ رِزْقِي لَا يَأْخُذْهُ خَيْرِي فَاطْمَأَنَّ قَلْبِي وَعَلِمْتُ أَنَّ أَمَلِي لَا يَقُومُ بِهِ سِوَايَ فَاسْتَخَلْتُ بِهِ وَعَلِمْتُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ مُطَّلِعٌ عَلَيَّ فَاسْتَحَيَيْتُ أَنْ يَرَانِي فِي مَعْصِيَةٍ وَعَلِمْتُ أَنَّ الْمَوْتَ يَنْتَظِرُنِي وَأَعْدَدْتُ الزَّادَ لِلِقَاءِ اللَّهِ. Hassan al-Basri, they asked him, they said, Hassan al-Basri, tell us what is the secret of your success in life. He said 4 things. Number 1, Alimtu anna rizqi la ya'khuzhu khayri fatma'anna qalbi. I know that whatever Allah prescribed for me, no one will take it. So I have peace of mind. And he said, number 2, وَأَلِمْتُ أَنَّ أَمَلِي لَا يَقُومُ بِهِ سِوَايَ فَاسْتَخَلْتُ بِهِ. I know that whatever Allah made obligatory upon me, no one will do that on my behalf. So I will get up and do it. No one is going to pray on my behalf or fast on my... All of the obligatory things upon me, I will do them properly. And he said, number 3, وَعَلِمْتُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ مُطَّلِعٌ عَلَيَّ فَاسْتَحْيَيْتُ أَنْ يَرَانِي فِي مَعْصِيَةٍ. I know that Allah is seeing me. Wherever I find myself, Allah is seeing me. So I am ashamed of committing any bad sin, any sin, because I know that Allah is looking at me. And he said, وَعَلِمْتُ أَنَّ الْمَوْتَ يَنْتَظِرُنِي وَأَعْدَدْتُ الزَّادَ لِلِقَاءِ اللَّهِ. I know that death is waiting for me, soon or late. So I am preparing myself for the provision that I am going to take with me for this journey that has no return. Because death is a journey without no return. So you have to prepare the provision. How to prepare that? Build a very good relationship between you and your Lord. You do that, He will never let you down. وَلِذَلِكَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ خَلِيلُ الرَّحْمَنِ لَمَّا أُشْئِلَتْ لَهُ النِّيرَانُ لِإِهْرَاقِهِ دَجَّتْ مَلَائِكَةُ الرَّحْمَنِ إِلَى حَاكِمِ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَقَالُوا يَا اللَّهِ إِنَّ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الَّذِي يَعْبُدُكَ وَحْدَكَ فِي الْأَرْضِ سَيُلْقَى أَمَّا قَلِيلٍ فِي النَّارِ فقال لهم الملك إن استخاف بكم فأخيسوه فقد أذنت لكم وإن استخاف بي فسيجدني قريبا مجيبا. ونزل ميكائيل وقال السلام عليك يا خليل الرحمن أنا ميكائيل ملك المطر وقد أمرني الله تعالى أن أطيع أمرك أتأذن لي أن آمر السماء فتمطر فتطفئ نارهم فقال له إبراهيم أنا لست في حاجة إليك. If you build a good relationship between you and Allah, He will never let you down. He will never deceive you. The example of that, Ibrahim alayhi salam, the Prophet Ibrahim, his people were worshipping idols. So he came one day, he destroyed all of the idols of his people, except the big one, the biggest one. When they came, they said, Man fa'ala hadha bi alihatina. Who did this to our gods? One of them said, is Ibrahim. They called him, they said, Ibrahim, you did this to our lords, to our gods? He said, no, it's the biggest one that did it. Just ask it. And they said, but Ibrahim, you know that these things cannot speak. Then he said, then why are you worshipping things that cannot speak? And now, because Ibrahim has become victorious upon them, they were angry. They said, okay, let's burn Ibrahim alive. And they started a very big fire to burn Ibrahim. وَقَبْلَ أَنْ يُلْقَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ فِي النَّارِ قُيِّدَ يَدَاهُ وَرِجْلَاهُ لِيُلْقَى مِنْ بَعِيدٍ لِشِدَّةِ حَرَارَتِهَا. Because the fire was so huge and big, they tied Ibrahim with his 2 hands, with his 2 feet, and they wanted to send him with a big rope so that they will send him in the fire without coming near to the fire, because it was so extremely hot. At that point, the angels, they stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They said, Allah, Ibrahim, the one who is worshipping you alone, has been tied with his 2 feet and his 2 hands. And in a very few minutes, they will send him in the fire, alive, to burn him. Allah said, listen, إِنِ اسْتَخَاصَ بِكُمْ فَأَخِيسُوهُ فَقَدْ أَذِنْتُ لَكُمْ وَإِنِ اسْتَخَاصَ بِي فَسَيَجِدُنِي قَرِيبًا مُجِيبًا. Allah told the angels, if Ibrahim asks you assistance, help, I have given you green light, help him. But if he leave you alone and he asks me directly, he will meet me right in front of you and I will respond. In a very few minutes, the angel that is in command of the rain, who make the rain come down, he came down in front of Ibrahim. He said, Assalamu alayka ya Khalil ar-Rahman. I greet you, you the friend of Allah. My name is Mikael. I am the one that rained down the rain. Allah has told me to obey you. Anything that you want, tell me, I will do it. Can you give me an order so that I will tell the sky to rain down and put out their fire? Ibrahim said, Ana lastu fi hajatin ila. I don't need your help. And he went up. وَنَزَلَ مَلَكُ الرِّيَاحِ وَقَالَ يَا خَلِيلَ الرَّحْمَنِ أَنَا مَلَكُ الرِّيَاحِ إِنْ شِئْتَ أَمَرْتُ الرِّيَاحَ أَنْ تُطْفِئَ نَارَهُمْ وَتُهْلِكَ دِيَارَهُمْ فَقَالَ لَهُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ أَنَا لَسْتُ فِي حَاجَةٍ إِلَيْكَ. Then the angel who is in command of the wind, he came down. He said, Ibrahim, I am the angel who command the wind. Can you give me the order so that I will tell the wind to put out their fire and destroy their houses? Ibrahim said, Ana lastu fi hajatin ilay. I don't need your help. ونزل رئيس الملائكة سفير الأنبياء جبريل الأمين وقال له أنا الآن بين يديك تأمرني كما تشاء. Then the boss of all the angels, Jibril, the ambassador of Allah between Allah and his prophet, he came down. He said, Ana al-ana bayna yadayka ta'amuruni kama tasha'u. Ibrahim, I am Jibril. I am in front of you. Tell me anything you want, I will do it. And you know that I am capable. فقال له إبراهيم يا جبريل أنا بحاجة إلى الله تعالى. فقال له جبريل ادعو الله يا إبراهيم. فقال له إبراهيم حسبي سؤالي علمه بحالي. Then when Jibril came, he said, tell me anything you want, I will do it. Ibrahim said, I don't need your help. I only need the help of Allah. Then Jibril said, then ask Allah to help you. Ibrahim said, I am not going to ask Allah because Allah knows my situation right now. He knows. I will not ask him. Then at that point, قال الله تعالى يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم. ولو قال لها كوني بردا على إبراهيم لتجمد إبراهيم من سلوجها. ولو قال لها كوني سلاما على إبراهيم لمات إبراهيم من شدة حرها. ولكنه جمع له البرود والسلام ونزع منها الإيران. Fire is something created by Allah. Allah said, okay, now because Ibrahim wants my help, I am going to speak to the fire. I am going to make him fireproof. Then I am going to speak right to the fire to tell it not to burn Ibrahim. Allah spoke to the fire. He said, okay, now I want you not to be too hot or too cold. Be at the middle so that Ibrahim will not feel cold, he will not feel heat. And Allah take the power of burning from the fire. He made Ibrahim fireproof. What is the meaning of that? Whenever Allah wants to help you in any situation you find yourself, He will make you proof of that situation. If your enemy want to put you in fire, Allah will make you fireproof at the last minute. Because He said, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. He can do anything he wants. يقول علماء التفسير ما من نار في ذلك اليوم أنضجت طعاما لأن كل نار في ذلك اليوم على وجه الأرض جنت أن أمر الله موجهة إليها. On that very day, when Allah spoke to the fire, all of the people on earth who were preparing food, you can prepare the food, but it will never be ready to eat. Because each and every fire upon this earth on that day, each fire thought that the order of Allah was directed to it. So all of the fires on earth, we are not capable of cooking. Because when Allah spoke to the fire, all of the fires on earth responded. If you were cooking rice, it will never be ready to eat. You will cook it, but the fire will not burn in the entire planet on that day. Because it's the reliance upon Allah. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. If you rely with sincerity upon Allah, He will be sufficient for you. He will never let you down. وَجَلَّ إِبْرَاهِيمُ فِي نَارِهِمْ سَبْعَةَ أَيَّامٍ كُلُّ مَا فَعَلَتِ النَّارُ أَنَّهَا أَحْرَقَتْ الْقُيُودَ الَّتِي أُيِّدَ بِهَا. وبعد 7 أيام نظر الملك نمروز بن كنعان إلى مكان النار وهي تخمد شيئا فشيئا فرأى الخليل جالسا في النار على ربوة خضراء كأنه في الجنة وتزله شجرة أنبتها العلي القدير وأجب قال من هذا؟ قالوا إبراهيم قال لقد ألقيناه في النار آري الجسم وخلقنا ثيابه من الذي كساه في النار فأتوني به لكي أسأله وجاءوا به فقال له نمروز بن كنعان يا إبراهيم من الذي كساك ونجاك من النار قال ربي الذي يحيي ويميت فعندئذ أخذته العزة بالاسم فقال أنا أحيي وأميت فقال إبراهيم فإن الله يأتي بالشمس من المشرق فأتي بها من المغرب فبهت الذي كفر والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. Ibrahim was in the fire for 7 days. Then after 7 days, the king, Numruz, who ordered to put Ibrahim in the fire, he came now to see the situation. But when he came, he saw Ibrahim right in the fire, wearing a beautiful clothes. He said, who is this? They said, Ibrahim. He said, whenever we were sending him in the fire, he was naked. We undressed him, we tied him, then we sent him in. Who dressed him in the fire? Bring him, let me ask him. They brought Ibrahim. Numruz said, Ya Ibrahim, Manillazi kasaka wa najaka minana. Who dressed you and who made you safe from this fire to burn you? Ibrahim said, Rabbi allazi yuhyi wa yumiit. It is my Lord who has the power of giving life and death. Then at that point, Numruz was so proud, he said, I have that power too, to give life and death. Because he was the king, he ordered to bring 2 people. He said, kill the one and leave the other one. They did it. He said, Ibrahim, you see, I have the power to give death and to give life. Then Ibrahim said, okay, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْتِي بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ فَأْتِ بِهَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ. Okay, each and every morning Allah make the sun rise from the east, so make it from the west. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ. Ibrahim, the Numruz, founded himself incapable of doing that. Then وَمَاذَا فَعَلَ اللَّهُ هَذَا الْفَاجِرِ عِنْدَمَا تَكَبَّرَ. كل ما فعل الله بهذا الفاجر أن أرسل إليه حشرة من الحشرات من أضعف الحشرات بعودة دخلت في أذنه وأخذت تتن في رأسه وكان لا يهدأ له حال إلا إذا ضرب بالنهار. Then Allah said, okay, now Numruz, because you have made yourself proud, I am going to send my weakest creatures to you to punish you, and that is mosquito, something very weak. He said, I am going to send my weakest of my military men to you. He sent the mosquito entered by the heir of Numruz, who was a king. When it entered in the ear of Numruz, it came right at the middle of his head. It started moving. Whenever that mosquito was moving in the head of Numruz, the only thing that will make Numruz peaceful and it will to take out the pain is whenever they beat him with their shoes. That is the lowest level you can find yourself. Whenever your subordinate, people that you control, beat you with their shoes and right at the head. At any time the mosquito start moving in the head, the pain starts. So Numruz give them his head. His subordinate, the people that he controlled, take their shoes and beat him with their shoes in the head, so that he will become now cool. This is the way Allah give examples. In the Quran he said, وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالُ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ وَمَا يَعْقِلُهَا إِلَّا الْعَالِمُونَ. I give examples in the Quran, but only the intelligent people reflect and understand these examples. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه مجيب الدعوات. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wal-aqibatu lil-muttaqin. Fala udwana illa ala zalimin. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, يقول إمام الشافعي الأغلاء أربعة: من ترك الدنيا قبل أن تتركه، ومن بر والديه قبل أن يفارقاه، ومن أنار قبره قبل أن يسكنه، وَمَنْ أَرْدَى خَالِقَهُ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَلْقَاهُ. Imam Shafi'i said, the most intelligent ones upon earth are four people. He said, number one is the one who leave this dunya before ever this dunya leave you. It means you are lucky and you are intelligent. Yes. You leave this material world before ever it leave you. That means you are lucky and intelligent. Number two, Imam Shafi'i said, وَمَنْ بَرَّ وَالِدَيْهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ يُفَارِقَهُ. The one who treat his two parents kindly before ever they leave you. Because one day your father and your mother, they are going to leave you. If you are intelligent and lucky, you will treat them kindly before ever they leave you. Imam Shafi'i said, that means you are lucky. And he said, number three, وَمَنْ أَنَارَ قَبْرَهُ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَسْكُنَهُ. The one who electrify his grave before ever he inhabit it. You know, whenever you take an apartment, you will decorate, you will furnish and decorate and electrify the apartment. Beautify it good before ever you move, you come to inhabit the apartment. So if you are lucky and intelligent, your grave that you are going to live forever, you will furnish it good, decorate it, electrify it, make it properly before ever you inhabit it. Like whenever you take an apartment here, you are not going just to move inside. No, you are going to clean it good, decorate it, furnish, beautify, then you move in. So if you are intelligent and lucky, decorate your grave before ever you leave this dunya to go and inhabit that place. And Imam Shafi'i said, number three, the luckiest person and intelligent, he said, وَمَنْ أَرْدَى خَالِقَهُ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَلْقَاهُ. The one who made his Lord very happy before ever he stand in front of him in the day of resurrection. If you do that, that means you are lucky and intelligent. ولذلك قال الحسن البصري كل ابن آدم لا يخرج ابن آدم من هذه الحياة الدنيا إلا ومعه ثلاثة حسرات: أنه لم يشبع مما جمع، وأنه لم يدرك عمله، وأنه لم يحسن الزاد لما يقدم عليه. Each and every one at the point of death, you will realize three regrets within you. The first regret that you are going to realize at the point of death, you will realize that although you have accumulated a lot, still you are not satisfied. Yes. Number two, you will realize that your highest goal, you have not achieved it. Because what is your highest goal? And my highest goal is to make everything in my life all right, everything okay. And that is impossible. You can find people who are very rich, they don't have kids. Some who have many kids, they are penniless, they don't even have a house. This is the way of life. It will never be complete. And he said, the third regret, أنه لم يحسن الزاد لما يقدم عليه. You will realize that the provision that you have for this journey that you are going to embark upon, a journey without no return, is very limited compared to the problems that you are going to encounter in the next world. اللهم اعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم فرج هم المهمومين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا تائبا إلا قبلته ولا سائلا إلا أعطيته ولا عدوا إلا خذلته ولا ولدا إلا أصلحته ولا زوجة إلا سخرته ولا مجاهدا في سبيلك إلا نصرته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا أنتنا على قضائها ويسرتها لنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اغفر وارحم لجميع موتى المسلمين والمسلمات الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك بالرسالة وماتوا على ذلك. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم واعف عنهم وآفهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. اللهم إن كانوا محسنين فزد في إحسانهم وإن كانوا مسيئين فتجاوز عن سيئاتهم. اللهم أجرهم من عذاب القبر ومن عذاب النار وأدخلهم الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر لنا إذا سرنا إلى ما صاروا إليه تحت الجنادل والتراب وهدنا وأجرنا من عذاب القبر ومن عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. اللهم نجم أهوالنا وحسن أفعالنا وخلصنا من ألم الفقر والذل وأعصمنا من البلاء والوباء والطاعون ومن شرور الأعداء والشياطين والنفس الأمارة بالسوء. اللهم يسر لنا الانتظام في جميع الأمور الدنيوية والدينية وحسن مرادنا بالخير. اللهم أبعدنا من الشر والإسيان. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من جهد البلاء ودرك الشقاء وسوء القضاء وشماتة الأعداء. يا محول الحول والأحوال حولها لنا إلى أحسن حال ولا تسلب وقت النزع إيماننا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا وارزقنا خيري الدنيا والآخرة إنك على كل شيء قدير. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
سووا صفوفكم وسدوا الخلل وهذوا بين المناكب والأقدام وصلوا صلاة مودع يرحمني ويرحمكم الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. First of all, we'd like to thank Imam. May Allah increase the knowledge. May Allah forgive us. May Allah accept our prayer, inshallah. We can say nothing much than that. Allah knows best. Imam just remind us and give us homework. So take it to your family and ponder over it, inshallah. You will have a lot of benefit on it. What happened to Nabiullah Ibrahim? it can happen to you too. It can happen to me. But all based in Tawheed. Inshallah, let's give everything to Allah, and may Allah give us Tawfiq, inshallah. And don't forget your masjid, inshallah. We are in the month of November, and the masjid is still struggling, for the payment. Every masjid, inshallah, give to Allah, and let's help pay the bill. These are brothers and sisters. This is your masjid. Give to Allah, Allah will give you back. Peace, abilillah. Also, you have a bread. Take bread home to your families. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
That's what we got.
Yeah, when you was calling me, I was sleeping because last night. I was working last night, then I come home around 7:30. Then I was straight to bed. I couldn't go outside. Did you get the flyer? Again.
You know what he said?
Why they stay up yesterday last year?